y'all. How are you all doing out there? Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello. Who's here with me? Say hey. See who's out there. Um, so hello, hello. Who's out here with us tonight? Hey there, Nikita. How you doing? I'm just gonna let a few more people jump on, see if they want to jump on before we get started. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me while y'all jump on. I'm Charisma. Charisma Cares travels the world, and I travel full time with my son. My son has special needs and a disability, but that doesn't stop us. We still just travel along like nothing ever happened. And I fund everything through investing in real estate. So today I wanted to talk about this video that I saw. The video, and I'm gonna look at my notes. The video is by Colette Elizabeth. And she's a YouTuber and she talks about a lot of different things. But this particular video popped up, and the name of it is Why Are Black Women Leaving Their Jobs and Joining the Great Resignation? So, I went ahead and I watched the video because I thought that was pretty interesting. And while I watched it, I just had to bring it to this channel. I had to bring that discussion here. And I linked the video if you want to take a look at it. So I want to go ahead and just jump on into the reasons that she said. Some of the reasons I was like, I don't know if that's necessarily the reason I would quit my job or leave the workplace. But other reasons I was like, yeah, that's definitely why we're leaving out there. That's why we're joining this great resignation. So if you're out there, go ahead, jump on in, say hello. Feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. If you agree, disagree, whatever it may be. That's the kind of discussions we have here. And so her first reason for leaving was the lack of childcare. Now I felt like I don't know if that would be a reason I would leave a job. However, for us that are moms, that's definitely something that is important that we do have childcare. But I don't know that that would be a reason I would leave my job. So let me know, like, do you all feel like childcare is a reason? I don't know. That's a reason why I would find a different job. I know for me, when I first started working in the hospital, I worked in the ICU and I was working 12-hour shifts as a nurse. You're out there busting your behind working 12-hour shifts. And I remember at one point my daughter said to me, Mom, when I wake up in the morning, it's dark and you're going to work. And when I go to bed at night, it's dark and you're going to work. And y'all, that was a lot. That was really hard for me as a nurse. Sorry, I'm not sure what happened there. So let me know if that was something that, if you all feel like the child care. The next one that she mentioned, you said, I remember when my son told me, let's see, why does he have to be the first and the last one in daycare? I had that happen with my youngest as well. I felt like we had to, well, not we, me, I had to drop him off at 6 a.m. when the daycare opened, and the daycare closed at 7 p.m. And at the time, this wasn't my job. I was in school and I was doing clinical rotations when I went back to get my master's. And I had that same thing where I just felt so bad that I felt like he was there so long. And we have to make those kind of sacrifices as working moms. It's just, we don't live in that age where you get to be at home and be the housewife while your husband is working. Of course, there are some women that do, but for the vast majority of us, and I think the vast majority of Black women, that's not really something that we really get on a regular basis. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, we do deal with that. Let me know if there's anybody else out there that feels that way about the childcare. The second one, work life balance. Really just basically, like we said, having that balance. Like if you dropping your kid off at 6 a.m. and you're not picking your child back up until 7 p.m. or even 6 p.m., you go home, you cook dinner, you feed the kids, you get them ready for bed, you get them ready for school, you read a story. That's your day. Like by that time it's 8, 9 o'clock at night. You go to bed and you wake up and you do it all over again. And you do this 5 days a week. You do this the majority of your days. Some women are out here working, 6 days a week. You may work more than 5 days a week. So that extra day, you're doing the same thing. And even if you don't have kids, for women that are single, you still getting off 6 o'clock. You may work a job where you get off later at 7. I remember I had one job where my hours were 8 to 5, and they told me after maybe 3 to 6 months that the hours changed and my new hours would be 10 to 7. And I was like, well, I didn't sign up for 10 to 7. I can't do 10 to 7. However, they didn't really care. They said, well, these are the new hours for the job, and this is what you need to do. Well, in the end, I left the job and I actually collected unemployment because 8 to 5, and I had kids I had to take care of. But some jobs just don't care about that work life balance. I read where one guy was saying on Reddit that his hours were 8 to 5, and his employer was saying he needed to be available an hour before and an hour after for work, but he wasn't getting paid for that time. So sometimes they just don't care. And if you're salary, they may care even less. So that's the other thing. You gotta have that work-life balance. Like we are not put on this earth just to work. And America seems to be the primary place where it's like work first, play last. Like you literally live to work. You don't work to live. And that balance is so important. And we're getting tired. We are getting worn out. It is exhausting to be everything and anything for everybody but ourselves, putting ourselves last. And, I do think that is a perfect example as to why some Black women are leaving, because we are always the saving grace for everybody. We are the saving grace for the Black man, the white woman, the Black women, the children, the parents. We're the saving grace for everybody. And so we need a little work life balance. We need time to digest all of this that's going on, and take time to to process, to breathe, to say, okay, now it's my turn. Because if you don't have this balance, when is it your turn? When does your turn come? And if you're here today, let us know. So, say hey in the comments. Make sure you like this page, subscribe, and ding the bell for the next live. And Nikita said, I had that happen as well. I worked Monday through Friday, and my manager said, oh, we're changing your days off. You have to work on Saturdays now, and we're giving you Wednesday off. And that's BS, and what did you do with that? Like, I just feel like, Wednesday instead of Saturday? Really? Like Saturday is a weekend. If you may go hang out with your friends, you may go hang out with your significant other, you may have games for your kids, you may just want to lay down and do nothing. Like, how is it okay for them to do that? She said she filed an EEO. Okay. What is an EEO? I'm not familiar with that, Nikita, because I actually quit and I just filed for unemployment. So can you tell us what is an EEO for future reference for those that may be dealing with this also? Because I'm not familiar with that. Are y'all familiar with the EEO? Because these jobs will definitely pull the rug from right from under you. They'll switch it and won't have a problem with it. So let us know what an EEO is, and I'm gonna post that up there when she gets that up there. The next reason that they okay, equal employment opportunity discrimination complaint. I did not know that. I I would not have even known that would fall under discrimination. That y'all make sure y'all drop that, y'all write that down, jot that down, especially if you're still in the working field, because these are employers, they are something else. I didn't know that fell under discrimination though. Yeah, I just left. I'm so bad about it. I leave in heartbeat. So don't go by me, y'all. Nikita, she sound like she really know what she doing over here. So y'all follow her. Yeah, because I had no idea. I'm gonna tuck that away in my pocket. That's something definitely to know. But that kind of goes into the next thing that she listed, which is hiring discrimination. Okay. She said it's because she was one of two supervisors. The other one was white. Yep, straight into our higher discrimination. They know that we're gonna work harder, and we're gonna go do everything, and we're gonna do it, and sometimes we're not even gonna be paid for it. We may apply for these jobs and we get overlooked on a regular basis. We're just not, it just doesn't seem like we're valued. It seems like it's this invisible ladder, right? So it's like the black man, the black woman, the white woman, and then the white man. That's kind of the ladder of where we are on importance. And that's just my opinion. But there are times where we're discriminated against. If you have a specific type of name, I don't know if I get discriminated against because my name is Charisma. I don't know which way that goes. I think a lot of time it's just like, oh, that's cool. But if your name is Nikki, it's kind of like that assumption, or Shaquita, something like that. I can definitely see why there would be some discrimination there. I've heard people that say instead of doing their full name, they may just do their first initial and last name. Not only does that make sure that they don't know your first name, but it also makes sure that they don't know if you're a female or a male. So that's the other thing I see, where they'll do just like maybe first, second initial, and last name. And you don't have to answer those equal opportunity questions. You don't have to say, yes, I'm a male or female, or I'm a certain race. Do you all normally answer those? I kind of do. I probably shouldn't, but I kind of do answer those, and I just put my name on there. But I do know, and I think that's also because I do work in the nursing field. So most of the time we're women anyway, but I do know that the men that apply in the nursing field, they probably get jobs quicker and they make more money. So that's the other thing. The next one is feeling undervalued. And you're working hard, you're doing what you need to do, you're going above and beyond, because that's what we do as black women. We go above and beyond. We do our job and other people's jobs around us. If you're ever in that group project, you know that you carrying your weight and five other people weight to make sure it gets done right. But then at the end of the day, you're not valued when they're doing these promotions. When they're sending people up and getting promoted, this, that, and the other, they're overlooking you. So that's the other reason. It's like, I'm doing all of this hard work, I'm carrying all of this weight, but you promote Kevin before you promote me, even though I've been at this job longer, I've worked harder, I've said mine many, many times. But when it comes up for the promotion, where's my name on that list? So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about these so far. The lack of childcare, the work-life balance, the hiring discrimination, being undervalued. The next one is being underpaid, which is the same thing. We make 37% less than white men. Same job, not even a quarter less, 37% less. I mean, you don't get any more undervalued than that. So if this job is paying $100,000, I'm making what, 77? Why am I making 77 for the same job that he's doing over there? How is that fair? No, that may even be less, 67. Yeah. Why? What is it about me that I am making this amount and David is making that amount? We have the exact same job title, the exact same degree, the exact same experience. The only difference is he's a male and a white male, and I'm a black female. That's not, it's just, I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense. And it's completely unfair to us as Black women. We are out here busting our behinds. We're getting all of these degrees. We're the most educated group of people in America. We have the most education. We have the most degrees. I bet you right now, out of 10 people, at least 8 of them have higher education out of 10 Black women. They have some type of degree, certification, something under their belt. Yet we're getting paid $67,000 for a job he's getting paid $100,000 for. No, unacceptable. Then the next thing is the lack of support. This one I have to agree with. She said, Colette says, Black women do everything, but it is not reciprocated. African American women are managed instead of mentored, and there is lack of support for other Black women. Okay, I'm gonna think about that one for a while. Now, I want y'all to, it's some of y'all on here. I want y'all to really think about this and let me know what you think, because y'all are being quiet tonight. I want you to let me know what you think. First of all, do you feel like we do everything and no, we don't get anything back? When you're working overtime and you're working hard, you're working overtime, you're picking up some slack, you're doing that extra work. Do you ever feel like that's reciprocated? Do you feel like when you're behind, somebody else in that office is like, hey, let me help you with that, the same way that you do that? So that's the first question I want to know. Then I want to know, do you feel like you get mentored when you get into a new position, or when they start to give you more work, right? Do you feel like they come to you and they say, hey, let me show you how to do this? Or do you feel like it's one of those things where they're just like, no, this is what you need to do. You need to read over that and take care of that? That's the second thing. I want to know, do you feel like you get the managed versus mentored? Because I don't know. I feel like in my field, we get a very small amount of mentoring, and that's only because they have to. I don't know that we really get help. It's just kind of like, this is what you need to do and get it done. Then the last one is this lack of support from Black women. So this was a big one that she mentioned. And I really had to think about it because, she gives this example where she says that Black women basically, they will go. She gives an example where, as a Black woman, the Black woman supervisor would help the white man, or would help the white woman with the work if they were struggling. However, if the Black woman was struggling, she would write up the Black women. And if I'm honest, I have definitely heard before that the Black women are harder. And even for me, and I hate to say it, I don't like to have a Black female manager. I have to say, say I don't like to have a black female manager. And I know that's awful, right? And maybe it's just me, and I don't know if you all have felt the same way. I personally have found that when a black female gets into a position of power, and this, I can only speak for my field, that they feel a need to exert their power over everybody. And when they did, it was always over the top. It was always worse than any other manager I had. Nikita said I had 3 black women manager and it was the worst. Yes. I have to say my best manager was a white male. Laid back, he would help when, things got rough. He would actually jump in and help. I had a white female. I don't like white female managers either. I don't even discriminate. I just don't like to work for females. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. I always feel like they have something to prove and they go above, over, like not above and beyond in a good way, but they just go, it's just like they try to make your life miserable. You can be doing this job for years. They come in here because they just got this promotion, and all of a sudden they think they know everything, even though they don't know nothing. Like, they really don't, they don't necessarily know, but they feel a need to check you and micromanage you now that they're in this position. And then, I'm going to call it as I see it. That's why I don't do good as an employee. Then when you respond back to them and give them that same negative energy, then you're a problem. Like, that's what I found. When I respond back to you with that same negativity that you gave me, then I'm a problem. I gotta then I have an attitude, this, that, and the other. So I'm like, no, ma'am. I'm gonna give you the same energy that you gave me. Like, I don't care, because you walked in here to a job that I've been doing, that I'm doing very well, matter of fact. And all of a sudden, now that you're my manager, I have all of these problems. And then, like, I'm that person. I'm like, well, help me solve these problems. What is your, how are we solving these problems? And then you looking at me dumbfounded. So I'm looking at you dumbfounded, because see, I'm a problem solver. So if you got a problem, I'm gonna need you to tell me how we solve it. You said you would still try to support them and you were glutton for punishment. Yeah, it's just it's hard. And in 31 years of work, it only had one black male offer his help. Never had white men, white women, or black women, which is very sad. The black male, I've had a black male manager, and that it wasn't as bad. It depends. Like, if things got sticky, he was throwing you under the bus. Like, he was definitely not gonna help you at all. But my white male managers, I mean, they've always been the best. Now, I don't know what they are behind closed doors, but they've always been the best. But I'm telling you, when I would get a black female manager, and I hate to say that, y'all, like, tell me I'm wrong. Like, somebody be like, no, Charisma, that's absolutely not correct. I have this black female manager and she is just the greatest cheerleader. She is rah you on. Tell me, y'all, I'm wrong. Nobody. Nobody. Who is on? Say hey y'all. Let me know. Me and Nikita gets me. She's feeling the same things that I've been feeling. I would like to be wrong. I would. And I'm gonna wait for someone to tell me differently. The next thing they mentioned was the limited lack of career advancement and opportunities. So one of the things that she mentioned was that we're all familiar with the glass ceiling. There's only but so high that we can go before it stops and we don't get the promotions. But she also mentioned the glass elevator. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with the glass elevator. I was not familiar with the term. I'm sorry, the glass escalator. I was not familiar with the term, but it basically says that white men have access to mentoring, coaching, the whole 9 yards quicker than anyone else. So basically, they could come in young, bright eyed, bushy tail, don't know a thing, and they will mentor that man, that white man, give everything that he needs to go up that escalator as quick as possible. You came in there with your degrees. He may have a certificate. You may have experience. He has none. But because he's a white man, he walks onto that escalator. They give him everything that he needs. They spoon feed him, and then he just skates on by. He not working hard. He not working overtime. He not doing any of that. And he's passing you by. But y'all, we still working these jobs. We still out here working hard. Well, not me. I gave up on that hard life. But are y'all still out here working for these jobs, being loyal? Are you looking for your escape plan? Are you looking for your exodus? Y'all know I'm speaking at the Exodus Summit on investing in real estate because I got to make my money other ways. This is ridiculous. And I'll post the link for that. You know, the Exodus Summit is talking about ways to be a business owner, invest, doing a side hustle. You don't quitting the job is not for everybody. Being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. However, it is important that you got a side hustle, especially when this recession, especially with the things coming down these pipes. They are about to start firing people, and y'all know we are not high on that. We are not on that glass escalator. We are not. So when they are firing people during this recession, when they start cutting back and pulling back some of these strings, y'all better be ready. If I haven't posted the link for the Exodus Summit, I will post the link for that. But start getting, and that's this weekend. So if you're watching the live, that's this weekend. It starts on Friday. If you're not and you watch after that, I don't know if you could buy replays. But regardless, make sure you have some type of investments. Make sure whatever you're doing, make sure you got some other income coming in. Make sure that you have a side hustle. Make sure you got a way to make some extra money. Don't depend on these jobs because they're not loyal. We are going into a recession and there will be jobs cut. The writing is on the wall. The experts have, the stock market is showing us, the real estate is showing us. Y'all better get ready. You better hold on tight because they don't care. They are not loyal. I'm telling you. I'm doing a class on real estate. I'm doing a couple of classes, some mastermind classes where I'm going to teach you how to get your first tenant, to get that tenant and to vet that tenant. So whether you decide to rent a room out in your house or you're going to buy a house and put somebody in it, I'm going to teach you how to do that. And then I'm also going to teach you how to look for real estate in this market, this declining market that we have going on, because these jobs are not loyal. So like I said, even if you get a side hustle, you better get something. Okay, I'm sorry, that was my soapbox, and I'll post the link here, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep moving with our list here, and this is the link if you want to do some find out about some rentals, and that I'll also post it there. So you said you rent out your condo, but it's not fully paid for. You can get that done, especially with the rental rates. As long as you're raising your rentals, contact me. We'll talk about that. And so let's go back to this glass escalator. You said they hired this white guy in my office over me. Then they asked me to train him. I said, absolutely not. And that is the glass escalator. And I had never heard of the glass escalator, but that is what they do. They have you train someone else. Have you train someone else to be over you? How am I training you to be my supervisor? Absolutely not. You should come in here and you should already know the ropes. You should know the only things you should have questions about is how we operate. But I really shouldn't be training you how to do this job, because if I'm training you, shouldn't I be doing this job? That part. No, absolutely. So then we go into the burnout. We's tired. Y'all, we are tired. Like when we go down this whole list and we really think about what we have experienced, when we really think about what we have been going through, how hard we have been working for these jobs, how long we've been working for these jobs, how much overtime we put in, how much sleep we've lost, how much time with our family we lost, how much time just to go to brunch and spend with our friends, the things that we bring home, even when you're not bringing home physical work, the things that you bring home on your mental, all that negativity that you take home, all of that we are bringing, and we're expressing that out to our family and our friends. They're getting the brunt of it because we're mad, we're angry, we're this, we're that, and we had to keep all of that bottled up inside because God forbid we say something at work because we are the angry Black woman. If we say something, now if Shannon says something, it's good. But if we say something, oh my God, we have a whole angry Black woman. Oh my, all of that. We get all of that. And that is unacceptable. First of all, we shouldn't have these stereotypes because who doesn't get angry, right? If you do it, if you poke a bear long enough, they're gonna get angry. So we really shouldn't have that stereotype, but we do. We have that stereotype that we're angry. So we can't be angry. So we got to bottle all of this up inside because we can't release that. Allowed to release our emotions. We're not allowed to feel and do any of that. So of course we get burnt out because all of that is inside of us. All this criticism, all of this extra work, all of these different things we have bottled up inside of us. And then when we get home and we get with our family, our kids, our friends, we explode. Have we thought about why some of these relationships are suffering if we're bottling everything up from the job? Have we even considered that all of this stuff from this job we're taking home and we're bringing it into our home and making our home environment just as toxic of an environment as our work environment is? If you coming home and you yelling and you angry and you doing all of that, you need to take a moment before you get out your car. You stay in that car and you decompress. Don't take all that foolishness from that job and bring that into your home and destroy your home, because your family, your friends, your dog, your cat deserves so much better than that. They do. They deserve for you to leave all that work stuff at work and don't bring that home. Don't poison your home with all of that negativity, all of that stuff that is burning you out, building up. Take time to work on that. If you are working and you need to work, if you can't quit, if you can't go and take that sabbatical, if you can't go and do all those things you need to do, take time at least on those 2 days that you off to replenish yourself. Take time to do that massage, go to brunch, go out with the friends that's always asking you to hang out. Take time and go out with them. Go to a wine tasting class, go to the painting class, whatever it is that you've been wanting to do that for you, because nobody else is doing that for us. Nobody else is taking care of Black women the way that Black women are taking care of themselves. So when all these women here preaching to y'all, take a career break, take a sabbatical, do your side hustle, do whatever, do these things for you, because nobody else is doing this for us. If we don't do it for us, nobody else will. And y'all know I get on my soapbox. but that burnout is real. I am a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and I will tell you, most women I see is because of burnout. They are tired. They are tired of being everything and anything to every single body. Don't do it. If you can't do it, don't do it. The bills, I promise you, you'll get those bills paid. If you need to take time off, you go to that job and you let them know you need some time off. There's no job that will not let you take time off for depression, anxiety, or something psychological. You just aren't using your time. Oh, it's there, baby. You get at least 6 weeks. More than likely, in your short term disability, you get about 6 weeks a year. This year almost over. What y'all waiting on? Because they start all over next year. Don't let these jobs burn you out. Don't let these jobs destroy your relationships. Don't let these jobs end your marriages and make your kids psychotic. We're not doing that. She's so true. All right. So if you're new, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notifications when I go live or when I put out a new video. I'm going to have a couple of videos coming out here lately. We're going to go to the next one, toxic work environments. Well, y'all, that's self-explanatory. I think that's what we've been talking about, the toxicity here. And that's why I said you take time for yourself to do what you need to do and start making that plan to slowly pull yourself out of all of that foolishness. Like I said, whatever you need to do, that side hustle, that business, whatever it is that you need to do, make sure you take time to work on that so you can start pulling out this toxicity. Nobody says that we got to work till 65 anymore. That is gone. Do you know by 65 what may happen to you, what may happen to your loved one, your spouse, whatever? I had so many patients, they were waiting till 65 till they retire. I specialized in geriatrics, and my patients are part of the reason why I decided to go into retirement early. Part of the reason that I decided to travel. They said, Charisma, I was waiting for retirement. Retirement is here, and now my husband has a broken hip. Now he can't walk. Now we use crutches. Now we use a cane. Now we can't get around. Or we're healthy, but I got to take care of the grandkids because whoever my daughter isn't doing it. So I got to take care of the grandkids. Or my husband passed away. So now it's just me. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? Or my health is failing. So you waited. You done gave the workforce about a good 45 years for the majority of your life. And now you can't do nothing with this retirement or pension that they may give you, because you know they don't really give you pensions anymore. You don't get a gold watch, you don't get pensions. You put your own money in there and they may match what you put in there up to a certain amount. So not only are you working for them, you're saving for your own retirement that don't start until 65, that you may or may not be able to enjoy. Wait, what? We're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. From Lack the Legacy, she said, I left all that stuff behind. Toxic work environment, especially. We have to. At some point, enough has to be enough, but you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan for that. Enough is enough. All that toxicity, you burning yourself out, this toxic work environment, you bringing this stuff home to your family. You can't advance in your career. You know, the young white boy is coming, taking this job and passing you along, even though you've been doing this forever. I ain't even gonna go. I mean, the next reason is racial inequality. I don't even need to explain that one. And I mean, those are the 13. Like that is It is what it is. But the next thing is, what are we gonna do? Where are we going? Where have these Black women gone? Because the thing is, they went into this great resignation. Colette put it all out there. They went into the great resignation. But the great resignation is over, y'all. It's ending. It's a recession coming. We walking up into this recession, but y'all didn't go back to work. Where y'all at? Cause see, y'all left, but y'all didn't go back. That's the bigger question. Because we can always, I mean, you can quit, you can leave, but what are you doing? Why did you not go back? Well, y'all out here traveling the world, building businesses, entrepreneurship. You know, the most millionaires are made during a pandemic. Amen. We are working for ourselves. We did not go back. We didn't. I'm investing in real estate. I'm teaching other women investing in real estate from lack to legacy. She's teaching people how to work stock, to invest in stocks. You know, we over here doing some big things. We're not going back to this work environment. Nikita said she's paying off her condo. That's the only reason she's still there. We have big plans and we are doing big things. We are not going back into this toxicity. We are not going back into that work environment. Y'all, I can't even imagine. Right now, I do about a day and a half in my day job. And I really do it because I like what I do and I do it from my computer. I ain't even gonna say I do it from home because home is relative for me, right? I do it from my computer. And the second they say that I can't do it and I'm out traveling, or the second they make my job hard, I'm out of there. Because at this point, I'm only doing it because I want to. Yeah. We fired the bosses. We got and put our money to work. We did. Did you get that check and decide you're gonna invest it? Oh, yes, ma'am. That's what I did. I got that check and I decided I'm going to invest that check. I'm going to take that money and I bought me another property. I sure did. Uncle Sam thought he was going to give me that money and I was going to spend it all at Walmart and Amazon. I did not. I bought me another property. I invested in more real estate. 90% of millionaires are made through real estate. I might as well be one of those 90%. I'm not gonna keep doing this. I am not gonna keep working hard. I'm not gonna keep working these long hours. I'm not about to sit here and deal with your foolishness, your passive aggressiveness. I'm just not doing it. We are done with that. All of that working hard. Y'all said we quietly quitting. We ain't quietly quitting. We just quitting. That's it. Take these 2-week notice. I was talking to a friend today. She said she gave them her 2-week notice and they ain't even accepted. Boo, you don't have to, but I'm still gone. Just know that I gave it to you. She said, I need time for me. Take time for you. Create a plan. Figure out what it is that if you were not working all this time, if you were not putting so much time and energy into this company, where would you be putting that time and energy? What is it that you would be doing? What do you want to do? Do you want to go and help me when I come to that beach and balance my chakras? Because, I'm that chick. I'm like, wait, where are we doing this meditation at? Oh, we got one of us do it. Let me get in this meditation. I got my crystals right here. Let's go. Like, are you over here teaching a class, lack the legacy? I said, girl, when you going to teach this class? I'm going to get a couple of things done. And then I need to get in this class so I can do some stocks. I try to do the stocks, y'all. I think I got a little ADHD. So when we doing that trade and I get a little, I'm like, oops, I forgot to sell. But you got to figure out your ministry. Y'all don't come to me for no stock training. I'm not teaching stocks. I know my place, but I'm investing. I bet you I got some money. I bet you I got some money in that stock market. I do. I got some money because I'm going to make my money in different categories. I'm going to make sure that I'm not putting all my money in one pot because when something goes down and it all goes haywire, what are you going to do? But that's just like that job. Your job should not be your only source of income. You need to have a couple different pots. I'm not necessarily saying you need to have all six streams, right? I think when you get to a certain status or a certain level, you have more streams. You don't want to just be doing so much stuff you ain't really doing nothing, right? We don't want to do that. I'm just doing, like, I did a little bit of that myself. I'm gonna do I wrote some journals, and then I do my real estate, and then I do my nursing, and then I did my stock, and then but something had to suffer. First of all, them stocks suffered. I got some good ones in there. I got some airlines and all of that. You be good. You be proud of me from the Legacy. I got some Apple because I know how y'all do with y'all iPhones. I'm team Android. But but something has got to give something. You can't do it all. Nikita with me, she tried those stocks. Yeah, we're gonna get with from the Legacy. She gonna show us how to do that because we ain't doing it right. She says streams, rivers of income. And who said? Stephanie Perry said that rivers of income. We doing rivers. I got a river now. I have a river that we all flow into. My river is real estate. That's what I do. I teach you how to invest in real estate. Like I said, I got this class, this master class to teach you how to find your first tenant and vet that tenant. I have a boot camp that I'm going to be doing for people that want to buy a property, that may want to do house hacking. And actually, I'll talk about some of these words on the summit. But I also invest in real estate passively, where I just put my money in there and it doubles in about 5 years. I bet you your market's not doing that. Your 401k is not doubling in 5 years. Yeah, that's what I do. I make my money make money, just like the white folks do, the rich people, the stuff they not telling us, because you got to know somebody to get into syndications. You got to know somebody to get into these type of investments. And that's not oh, I said you have to know somebody. That's actually a rule. Right, that part. It is a rule. I cannot come to you online and tell you about these investments. You have to know me. We have to create a relationship. So if y'all are interested in that, go to my website. I'll post that. Go to my website and get those notifications, because we'll start doing groups, because we have to establish relationships for you to get into that. This is the best kept secret in real estate. You put your money in there. Somebody is working on the background in these apartments. It's not normally one person that owns these apartments, y'all. It's syndications that own these apartments. And syndications are groups of investors putting a little bit of money in there to make a big pot of money, and then they invest in it. And you just watch your money grow. You can even use your 401k to invest in this. People use their 401k. It is borrowed money that you're borrowing from you, that you pay the interest to you instead of the bank, and you invest in syndications. Y'all, it's a lot of gems in there. I'm telling y'all better start making this money work from y'all. Make this money work. Don't have these people out here working you making all of this money and you just y'all, we got to stop ordering off of Amazon. We got to stop giving Amazon all our money with my Amazon package. And we need to start investing some of our money. We need to put our money in the same things all the people that own your company, these CEOs, all of them, that's what they're doing with their money. They're investing their money. They're not wasting that money. And we need to do the same exact thing. We need to start investing our money, pooling our money, putting our stuff up together. If you don't know what the Exodus Summit is that everybody's talking about, it should be posted in the information below. The link should be there. It's this weekend, the 7th or 8th. It's this weekend. So if you're on for the live or you're on for the replay, you can still sign up for that, because it's October 8th that it starts. And I'll be speaking on Sunday. So I'll be speaking about this on Sunday. And this is my website. So you can go to my website and sign up, just for the regular newsletter. I don't have a newsletter out yet. I will be getting one out, but just to kind of create that relationship. You can start, these things start with as little as $1,000. Not all of them are 1,000, some are 10,000, some are 50,000 and up. But there is money to be made. I'm telling y'all don't realize how these people are making money. It ain't because they ain't working hard. You see them in the cubicle next to you, damn well they ain't working hard. But you're working hard. That's got to stop, y'all. We can't live that life. I told y'all, in the pandemic, when I was taking care of these patients, I went to virtual, and like I share with you all, I have a son with a disability, and they told me, oh, well, we need you to go out. Woman, I got a child with a disability. You think I'm about to go out here and take care of these patients? What happens if I bring something back to my son? Who gonna take care of him? Me? No, ma'am, not going. You want to fire me? Fire me. Well, the government came back and said you can't fire me. So go ahead and find me something to do at home. Well, y'all, that was the beginning of the end. After that, I took 2 leaves. She said, work smarter, not harder. I took 2 leaves of absence. And then I took the COVID leave. Y'all, in like a year, I ain't worked for like 9 months. I was on my leave when I went to Panama and Costa Rica. Nobody said I had to do leave at home. I just was doing leave. And I just decided my leave was better spent on an island, sand, and a beach, and a lot of relaxation. Because y'all, they did not care about my family. They did not care about my baby. But guess who did? I did. We carried our behinds right on over to Panama. Flights were cheap. Wasn't nobody going nowhere, y'all. During COVID, I went to St. Thomas. I went twice to St. Thomas. I was living my best life. I sure was. Y'all, after all I had went through with those patients, not that the patients were bad, but because it was a lot on my spirit. As someone that was an ICU nurse, I can tell in your voice when you need to be intubated. And it was a lot, y'all. It was a lot, and they did not care. My employer did not care. They did not, all they cared about was you need to find a way to work. No, ma'am. I need to find a way to live. Don't you see these people dropping dead? No. I was like, no, gone. Not doing that. Not doing that. Took my behind right over there to Costa Rica and Panama. That sunshine was all that vitamin D was everything. It sure was. Now, I ain't going back to Costa Rica. Too many animals there. I'm not an animal lover. I've been twice, and the animals they all over the country, from the north to the south to the east to the west. So if you looking at going to Costa Rica and you don't like lizards and turtles and frogs, you may want to rethink making that your final destination. Just putting that out there. But it was lovely. It was lovely. I do a girls trip there. Angela said, I used to hate that, knowing the person in the cubicle next to me has been taking personal phone calls all day, and it was getting paid more than me. Never again. Never again. You're not doing that to me. Y'all, I tell you, I tried to quit my job. They asked me to stay. They asked me to stay because I was like, honey, I'm over this. I'm done. Girl, I was only working 2 days a week. It ain't like I was over here working no full week. I was working 2 days a week. And I was like, I'm done. Y'all getting on my nerves. So she managed to get me to stay my 2 days a week. But y'all ain't bothered me since. No, ma'am. They don't bother me because they already know her ass will quit. Yes, I will. Sure will. Thank you. I only do this job because I want to, not because I have to at this point. And when you do a job because you want to and not because you have to, it's great. It's great. Like I'll go ahead and give some philanthropy work. No, y'all paying me though. Uh, yeah, that's what you do. You like it a little bit better, and I like my psychiatric NP role. I like that role. It's for me. It's the one thing that I actually do. Will I do more than 2 days a week? No, I don't like it that much. Everything else goes into focusing on my business. The majority of me goes into my real estate business and educating other women how to do that as well. Um, let's see. So let's see. I'm thinking about spending some time in Costa Rica. I love Costa Rica. I tell every woman, I tell her that every black woman I said should go to Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica. It is life changing. Something about and they're gonna tell you Puerto Viejo isn't good. It isn't nice. It's bad. It's dangerous. Honey, they lying. The best beaches in Latin America are on the black side of the islands. My family is from Costa Rica and Panama. The best beaches are on the black side of the island. So they don't want to give money to that end because they're not coming up off their land. How we did in Alabama and Florida and South Carolina, they ain't coming up off their land. Ain't no government coming in there to move them. When you go to the Atlantic, Cologne, Panama, you see black Panamanians get black skin, completely black, beautiful skin. They have the best beaches. They'll tell you Cologne is dangerous too. Beautiful area, beautiful beaches. They not coming up off their land. They not. So when you go there, they're gonna say, "Oh, it's dangerous. It's this, is that." You're gonna get there, and it is paradise. It is like, I didn't, like I said, I didn't like Costa Rica because of the animals, like, because I don't want to see a frog every day. Like, I don't need to be I had decided that the bullfrog was my spirit animal. Y'all, I decided so much that I picked up this right here. It's a bullfrog, since I've decided this must be my damn spirit animal, right? So, but it is beautiful. It is amazing. Playa Negra, the black sand beach. That's where they go. They go in the morning, they bury themselves, and then they pull themselves out of the sand because that's how all the impurities and the disease process melts away. Like, it's all taken out of this volcanic sand. This sand is actually magnetic. I found that out while I was there. I had on one of my bracelets, and the sand stuck to it. Something said, "Dig my hand in the sand," and the sand stuck to it. But it's very powerful. It's very healing. I actually took my son and I would bury him in the sand because they told me to do. So I definitely recommend. I always recommend every black woman make it to Puerto Viejo. At some point in your life, whether it's a girl's trip, you go with someone, or you even go on a solo trip. It's a very nice area. It's fine to go solo. It's not dangerous. With some nice looking people, nice looking men out there. I'm single, y'all, so we do those single talks too on this channel. So it's some nice looking men out there too. And those Ticos, they love a nice black woman. So, just side notes. But I loved it. I did. I can't live with the animals. Nice place to visit, but the lizards, that they say they're not lizards, they're geckos. They are family too. I don't want no geckos in my family. So, there we have it. If you're just joining, make sure you please like me so YouTube knows, subscribe, and ring the bell so you get notifications, because I go live. I'll be putting out some videos coming out. So make sure you do that. Let's see. Like Alexi, that's a whole different vibe when you work because you want to. It is. When you're doing something that you're just more inclined to do, that you like doing, and you don't have to, it's lovely. And I'm one of those people, like, some people just have to be working on something. I'm one of those people. I'm a multitasker, so I know I have to be working on something with somebody. However, I don't want to have to do it. And I don't want you to bully me. I don't want you to talk down to me. I don't want to feel like I'm being overlooked for something. I don't want all of that. But you know what I also don't want to do? I don't want to take my energy, my good energy, and put it into your stuff and your stuff only. Because my energy should go into building for me, breaking these generational curses, building this wealth, money to pass on for my kids, my grandkids, places for them to go, places for them to live. If something ever happened, we got this house over here. We got mom owned, I own several properties. I got money in several different things. I don't do just one. I got my own. I got the syndications. Mom got some money over here. We don't want to cash this out, but we could, because we can survive off of this. If something ever happened, I know that there's things working, and I'm not that person that I want to be working in my business. My business needs to be working for me while I sleep. So I need to make sure that's that mailbox money that I mentioned sometimes. I need to make sure that those checks are being deposited while I'm sitting up here resting. That stuff ain't happening if I'm working 9 to 5, because when I don't work 9 to 5 for your job, I don't get paid. Like for me, because I don't work a lot for my job, I don't get no time off, y'all. Like I just be like, oh, I'm off this week. I'm traveling. It is what it is. I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, so I don't get time off, but you know what? That's okay, because I don't need your time off. I don't need it. I don't have to have it, because I'm creating my own stuff. Because at the end of the day, if I drop dead tomorrow, your business keeps moving as usual. You don't skip a beat. You don't care. You probably ain't even gonna come to my funeral or send no flowers. Who's gonna be there for me? My friends and my family. That's who's gonna pick up that slap. That's who's gonna make sure that moves on. So I need to be doing something that my friends and family are taking care of. I need to be doing something. I need to be showing them the way. I need to be showing them that this ain't the life. I got friends that work. They work. Oh, Lord, they work hard, y'all. They work those 9 to 5s. They deal with so much crap, so much foolishness. I'm like, there's a better way. You do not have to do this for the rest of your life. This is not a requirement until you are 65. Don't wait until you old and you can't walk, your hip hurt, your back hurt, you stumbling. You got to take care of the grandkids. You got to help with this or that or the other. You getting sick yourself. Don't do that. Don't waste all your good years. Even if you just take some time, you take that sabbatical and then you go back to work. Make sure you take some time to enjoy your life. Now, you ain't going to really go back to work. I'm going to be honest. You take that sabbatical, your ass ain't going to ever want to go back. You're going to find something to do. If you do that Exodus Summit and you over there taking pictures of your feet, your toes, your nails. Y'all, I got some pretty nails. So I'm like, oh, let me catch that one. I digress. So, but you need to make sure that you are doing what you need to do for you, because these jobs ain't loyal. I tell a story that I've told before. I was young. I was maybe my early 20s as a nurse, and I worked this job, and I had a coworker. She wasn't black. She was a white woman. She worked her behind off. She had one building that she would see patients. Y'all, she would work on the weekends. She would work at night. We had on-call nurses. You never did on-call for her building. She did her own on-call. Well, the second those people said that they had a problem with her after she had been working there for years, they took her out the building. A year later, she wasn't that old. She was in her 40s. She had a kid. A year later, she died. Do you know, even though I worked in hospice, we were in the hospice where we went to funerals of patients. Even though I worked in hospice, do you know when she died, none of them went to her funeral, and they sent her that same spray that they send every other hospice patient. This woman worked her ass off for this company, and they treated her like nothing. It was business as usual. They sent the same hospice card that we signed for the patients, the same spay that they send for the patients. All of that is the same stuff they sent her family, just like she was a patient, like she had not been with that company for like a decade. Built it from the bottom up. Y'all, these jobs ain't loyal. They don't care. They do not care at all. You think I'm about to be breaking my back, bending over backwards, getting a headache, getting migraines, building up these negative cells in my tissues, ending up with cancer? All it is giving you the best years of my life for you to treat me like crap? We not doing that. We not. Yeah. You won't ever see her working in a conventional job again. No, ma'am. I can't. Y'all, before I work a conventional job, I'll go get my little hut in Costa Rica for $300 a month and live with the animals. Like, it don't make I can make $300 a month. It don't take much. No. We're not doing that, because I was not put on this planet to serve this job. I wasn't. I decided that that was not my vision. That was not my passion. And that's not what I was put here for. When I was in my 20s, I told my mother, I'm retiring at 40. She laughed at me and said, girl, don't nobody retire at 40. I don't know what y'all do, mom. I'm retiring at 40. I don't know how. I don't know, but I'm retiring. I can't do this. Y'all do this every day till y'all 65 every day. We gonna girl, you girl, no. You said I'll sell cookies and classes before I ever consider working for an ungrateful boss, honey. We're gonna be over there baking cookies together. I got the milk. Who else? What y'all got? I got the milk, because we ain't doing that. We gonna go ahead and sell these cookies. I got some milk over here. We gonna ship these cookies from Amazon. We're gonna have all flavors, because we are not going to work for these ungrateful bosses again. We're not doing that. We sure not. We are too good for that. We are past that in our lives. You just get to. I tell people, they say, well, why do you think all this happened? It was a pandemic. People were dying. Your life was flashing before your eyes. Did you forget? Did you forget the way people were dropping dead? Did you forget, starting with a cough? Your life came before your eyes, and these jobs were like, well, how are we going to get y'all to work? The hell you mean? Are we going to live? Like, remember there was a time where you ain't even know if you were going to live. At this point, you were just at home doing TikTok videos because you ain't have nothing else to do. Let's go ahead and do this Megan Stallion dance. You ain't had nothing else to do. You could not even go outside. You couldn't. You could not go outside. Your life was in danger. And your supervisor trying to figure out how to get you to work. No, boo. Whole scam. You right. It's a whole scam. We're not doing that. You think I'm about to see my life flash before my eyes? All the people that I lost, all the friends of friends and family and all of that we lost? No, ma'am. What we will do is we're going to go ahead and not let their lives be in vain. We ain't about to sit here and work like slaves. We're not doing that no more. That is gone. Great resignation. I don't care if great resignation is over. We just ain't going back. And for those of us that's still here, we making our exit plan so we can get the hell up out of there. Because that is not it. That's not it. Saying, girl, so ghetto. Working hard and making others rich is so ghetto. Use those skills. You got all of those skills, all of that knowledge that you've gained, that you've been giving away. Use that. You said you were watching the numbers on every night on CNN. It was depressing. I was in the nursing field. I was definitely watching. It was hard. It was so hard. It was hard watching all of these, and I'm talking to these patients. I remember talking, to a little girl and she could barely breathe. Like all of the, I would have nightmares. And y'all want to send me into that? Oh, hell no. I don't care what y'all paying me. Y'all not sending me into that. Actually, y'all, I have an article. Where I refused to go. It's an article. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. I refused. I was like, whatever. Y'all not getting me to go out here. I was like, I will not. Let's see. I'm gonna show y'all this article that I had. This is on my website. Let's see. Because I had adamantly refused. This was my article. I'm telling y'all, I'm not lying to you. I had a full article on 11 Alive News because I wasn't going back. I did not care. I was not going. It was not happening. And there was no way they were going to tell me any different. Mm-mm. Said, you're welcome. You are welcome. You said you had some serious anxiety and was like, I'm not coming back to the office. Yeah, the anxiety was real. The anxiety was real and it was justified. And the employers did not care. Some of them still don't care. But it was so very justified. It really was. And now that it's over, now that 2 years later, they are officially calling the pandemic over. I don't know if you all saw that. It is officially considered pandemic is over. They will know, the CDC will no longer be letting you know the rates of cases in other countries because countries are no longer testing and reporting, right? So it is officially over. This is it. Because now there's medication that you can utilize to deal with the symptoms. People are still dying from it. However, they're dying at it kind of at similar rates that people maybe die from the flu, which I mean, of course, are still higher than we want, but it is now considered a typical virus in the world, right? So it's no longer a pandemic. But now, what I want you to do is look back on the last 2 years of your life. What has happened over these last 2 years? Who were you before this pandemic and who are you now? Where do you want to go? When you look at your future and you envision the next 5 years of your life, what does that look like? Because those 5 years can come up on you quick. I can tell you that. Those 5 years, oh yeah, they'll come. You could still be in that office. You could still be working because if we think back 5 years, most of us, that's what we were doing. 5 years ago, we were in that office and we were working our behinds off for our job. We were making our employer money. We were working diligently. We were working hard. We were being passed over. We were not being recognized. We were mentoring other people that came in after us. We were doing all of these things. We had no work-life balance. We were working overtime. We were being discriminated against. Oh, it was a lot going on 5 years ago. So, what are you envisioning 5 years later? What are you looking at? What does your story look like? And not setting goals. I'm not even talking about goals. What does it look like? What is the scent there? How does it feel? How do you feel? What are you doing? What does your look like on a day-to-day basis? Because it's not enough to just sit here and talk and complain. I'm not a complainer. If I'm a complain, I'm going to do something about it. So it's not enough to just sit here and talk and complain and this and that. We got to make some plans. We need to envision what our life looks like in 5 years. You may not have quit that job today. You may be like, I'm gonna go ahead and put in this resignation after we meet on this exodus and I find my side hustle. I don't know what you thinking right now. However, what I do know is that those 5 years are coming, whether you want them to or not. Whether you are ready for those 5 years or not, they are coming. So what are you gonna do? Where are you going to be? What will your life look like in those 5 years? That is what is important at this point. We know these jobs are not loyal. We know they don't care about us. We know that if we drop dead tomorrow, they are going to go on as usual. It is business as usual. When I left my last job, they didn't care. It was business as usual. They found somebody else to replace me. But what am I doing? What am I choosing to do? Where am I going in my next 5 years? That is what's important. So you need to come up with that vision. That's the vision we need to have. If you're on the live, you catching the replay, and it's before October 10th, that weekend, the Exodus Summit link is in the chat. And, we're talking side hustles, we're talking entrepreneurship, I'm talking real estate, because that's what I do, y'all, real estate. We're talking all of that. If you need some help, if you need to rediscover your dream, then do that. We're doing that. Hey, Kathy, she said, I made huge transformations during the pandemic. I reset my life. Right. That part, reset. Go ahead and stop, press pause, and reset it. Lack the legacy. My life is totally different 2 years ago. Thank goodness my situation wasn't sustainable. Well, y'all, her name is From Lack to Legacy. They do. I mean, they are really doing it. These women are out here doing it. So that dream is not unattainable. It's not. Nikita said, I'm still working on it. Everybody, we all got to start somewhere. We start somewhere. I started with my one house that I rented out, and I bought a new house. One house I now have properties that I invest in 3 states from that one house. So you can take that one house, you take that one room, you can start from. You don't go, we're not expecting anybody to go from 0 to 100. You just take those baby steps in that right direction. And that's what it was. It's baby steps. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to do the baby steps. Like I told y'all, we can't keep being loyal to these jobs that's not loyal to us. We just went over 13 reasons. I'm sure we could find more. But I don't need more than 13. Hell, I don't need more than 3. For me, my travel why, my quitting why, all of that is always and will always be for my kids. Because we're not going to endanger their lives. And secondly, y'all ain't gonna work me like no Hebrew slave forever. I can't. I just can't. Ooh, let me go over to this chat. And like-minded sisters, they will love on you and encourage you. Yes, they will. They will. Yes. All you need is some encouragement, and get with some like-minded individuals. That's all you need. When you have somebody else behind you that's talking the same talk that you talking, walking the same walk that you want to walk, you join right on. They say if you hang out with millionaires, you'll be the next millionaire. If you hang out with a bunch of bums, you'll be the next bum. It's very simple. It's very simple, y'all. We can do it. I'm so happy that y'all joined me tonight. If you're just joining in, make sure you like, subscribe, ding the bell for more videos. I love to have these chats. I try to do them on Tuesdays about 8:45, 9 o'clock, where we just get together and we just talk. And we just go over this and we encourage one another. I talk about everything here, y'all. I talk about dating. I talk about raising kids. I talk about homeschooling. I talk about real estate. I just talk about being a Black woman, being a woman in my own skin, doing what I want to do, traveling the world and living the life that I want to live. And I want all of us to live the life that we want to live. We do not need to be enslaved to anybody else, to any boss, to any manager, to any job. I want to make sure that y'all do what you do and you love it. So if you love what you do in your job, don't quit your job. Stay with your job. If they treat you well, you're escalating, you're doing well, that is fine. But if you are at that job and they are not treating you good, if they are not giving you your props, if they're not giving you your roses while you were there, then you need to be somewhere where they do. You need to get in that circle of sisterly love, that's going to encourage you and tell you, girl, you ain't got to deal with that. You do not have to deal with that. Like they said in the chat, stay encouraged. Stay encouraged and just do a little bit at a time. Do a little bit, step by step by step. And find somebody that can help you. Find somebody that can talk to you one on one, whether that's a sister, a family member, a friend. Sometimes our family and friends don't really understand it. They like, girl, what you mean you gonna quit that good job making all that money? I know I ain't the only person that got that comment. Right. They definitely don't understand you. But you know what? Later, they see that vision. I spoke with my father today, and I'm going to go after this. And my father was one of those people. What you mean you got to travel the world? It's dangerous out there. That's a good job. You going to leave that good job? And today he said, I talk about my daughter and I say, she's an expat. And they say, what is an expat? Because they don't know. They say, what is an expat? He explains what an expat is. When I first told him about an expat, he looked at me like I was crazy, y'all. So he explained what an expat is. And he said, oh, yeah. And they said, well, how does she do that? Oh, she's a real estate investor and she teaches people to invest in real estate and she just travels around. So even if they're not on board with your vision now, some people can't see a vision. Like she said, be careful who you share your vision with. Some people don't see a vision. They only see what has been put in front of them. They only see what they are told to see. They can't see that bigger picture. So you can't share that bigger picture with everybody. You share that with a like-minded circle. But I promise you, when you're doing good and you blow up and it all makes sense and it all clicks, they will all be right over there knocking at your door. They will be over there cheering you on. They will be over there saying how wonderful you are, doing all these things. And they don't always mean it negative. They just can't see the vision. When Martin Luther King had a dream, everybody couldn't see that dream. It wasn't just the white people, the black people too, talking about what you over there doing. What do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Why do you think you can do that? It wasn't up to them to see that dream. It wasn't up to them to see that vision. That was his vision that he saw and that he needed people to. It wasn't up to everybody else. So everybody ain't going to be able to follow along in your dreams and in your visions. Some of these people, we're going to have to leave them in this season. They're not going to be able to go to that next season with us. We're going to have to leave them right here. We love them. We leave you here with kindness. We love you, but we got to go. This ain't for us. This life isn't for us. Now somebody got to be there working that job. So, if that's done, then go right ahead. Stay there and work that job. That's not me. And I don't think that's you either. Obviously, that's not us. We do not have to be there doing that. We're doing what we are destined to do. We are doing what our heart and our souls tell us is supposed to be done. And when that part is done, we will move on to something else. We sure will. Angela said, people only know what they know, and you can't fault them for that. You can't. And you're right, the baby boomers, they don't understand, but they will jump on that bandwagon when you're doing good. I promise you. They will come. Yep. Who does she think she is? Me. That's who she is. She is me. And I'm a woman. Hear my roar. Yes, ma'am. We're going to go ahead and put this crown on and I'm going to walk out like royalty. And we're going to make it do what it do. So on that note, y'all, like, subscribe, share, go to my website. Let me know if you want to go to my website. It's some different things there. The link is there for Exodus Summit. The link is there for my mastermind group. If you're renting out a room or you're renting out a space or whatever, we're doing that mastermind group in November. The link is also there for the real estate boot camp. All of those things are there for you. And I will see y'all at Exodus. Ciao, ladies. Have a good night. Mwah.